Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. A very free for you all. Actually, it's a 4v4, my bad. 4v4 for you all here at Operation Goodwood. Where it's on the Eastern Front. Let's go through the players. Representing the Germans today, we have Maverick as Sturm Tactics straight at the gate for the Waffen-SS. We have Sakharov as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. We have Silver Wolf as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And finally, Muro, also as the Waffen-SS without a command choice yet. Representing the Soviets today, we have Barak Israel as a tank destroyer regiment, or tank destroyer division for the Soviet Union. We have Lenres as shock division, Duke Marmalade as tank division, and finally Alucard without a command choice yet. Now, big 4v4 on the Eastern Front. These kind of battles can get intense really freaking fast. The shots have already started to be fired on each other. As looks like the Storm Pioneers was pretty far up here to set up a defensive perimeter. Try and establish one. Need to see if that pays off for them. So it's also pushing up here. They're just going to spread around everywhere here quickly with their conscripts depending on where they want to go. But the Storm Pioneers are going to try and do their best to hold off the Soviets here. The Soviets are slowly amassing more units. Even building up barricades here for some reason. Interesting. It will prevent the movement of vehicles in the future and provide heavy cover. Soviet sappers got pretty far up there. Storm Pioneers getting some shots in on the conscripts there. We have a command choice up here. We do. It is Mechanized for Muro. Oh, good to see someone use barbed wire, and it's the normal one. So this one actually provides negative cover. So they probably plan to turn this point into a death zone. It's a good choice, I think. We have a command choice for the final Soviet. We do it shock, so double shock. That could be very big potentially. So some more barbed wire there. Ostdivision's force are moving up now to try and contest the point. Throwing a Gewalterladung at the fortified area here. But there are conscripts on the flank here. But sappers did go down now. But the conscripts do have a little bit more cover here than the Germans do. Let's see if the Germans can handle it, especially with the Waffen-SS nearby to supplement. Who are leapfrogging with their cover by looks of it. But the Soviets are getting more and more men down there while the Soviets are overrunning the center field. Storm Pioneers and some Storm Pioneers trying to hold the front line here. Mr. Muro's attaching some forces to try and help too. This could allow the Soviets to try advancing over here with the other troops, but they're not doing that at the moment. It's just a lot of big fighting going on in the center. On the Eastern Front, the Soviets can just pull so many men on the field. One more Soviets coming up. Lots of Soviets. Montevique trying to get closer. Preparing a Molotov there. Now they can use the cover to their advantage as they manage to secure the point. But the conscripts are trying to dig in sandbags while they're fighting. Very cheeky there. It looks like the Soviets might win out here. Muro might get overmanned by the sheer amount of Soviets. And they have to regroup quickly. Already getting some machine guns behind this and a half-track. As the Soviets keep advancing. Tank hunter getting mowed down out in the open. As the Germans are set up behind this broken down wing. And in heavy covered long range, I think they will win out potentially, but I don't know. There's just so many Soviets here. They do have a machine gun coming up. Well, down here the Germans have set up a machine gun to cover the fuel point. And they set some Osttruppen up to secure it. Some conscripted Eastern Europeans forced to fight for the Germans mostly. But the Soviets have been able to push up here to secure the other fuel. Here we have a half-track for the Mechanized. Quickly way to drive up to the front line. Wehrmacht Schlepper here. Ostrom will be able to take the point. Machine gun being set up here by the Storm Tactics. Point is now in German hands. And Storm Grenadiers. Oh, the Storm Grenadiers got Molotov. They only lost one model though. And they might be in a fairly decent position, all things considered. Looks like the Mthis might wait for their Slapper to get down here to 7 HQ. Double Maxim up here for the Soviets. And also Soviet infantry more barbed wire going up as well. Half-track and MG34 though is in a good overwatch position. But the point is in Soviet hands. Oh boy. Oh! Silver is going for early vehicles rather than infantry command. Ooh, this could be fascinating. Might be the Luxus potentially. Maxim over here is keeping the Germans away from the point, but the point is in German hands. And that's a lot of cover leapfrogging we have going here. That was getting close there. That was a satchel charge. And that actually allows the machine gun to now opening fire. Oh boy. So it's still digging in up here. Maxims are moving around. Somehow being equipped with body armor unique to shock. Actually, both the Soviets playing here are both shocked, so that's a lot of potential power there. The Storm Pioneers not going to have an easy time moving up here. There's a lot of Soviets scattered around. Half-track is on the move to support though, and MG34 is running up. Soviets are going to be able to get up here to throw a Molotov. Oh, but they're shot them to pieces. Good play there from the from the German players, I mean. Man, oh, Silver's just investing heavily into taking up now. Okay, I wonder. Oh, they went for their own half-track. With MP40 and flamethrower armed the Storm Pioneers on the side. Soviets are meanwhile sending more troops down here. But Germans have dug in. Got some machine guns established as well. Indeed, we have the forward HQ set up down here. I guess that makes sense. Half-track gets taken out here by the tank hunters. One lone Storm Pioneer survived throwing a grenade. Managed to actually pin the Maxim there. That might actually allow his retreat. Like it does. Germans are able to try and secure the pure point up here, and actually looks like they will succeed. Bunch of German hands again. So Soviets going to have to either push north or push south to get the other fuel points. They do have a T-70 already here. Able to apply some pressure. Take now some of the cover. Get a scout car in the center for the Soviet Union. They now fire with his 50 caliber machine gun. And a tank rifle grenade being loaded here. They die, but they do get the rifle grenade off. That's still a problem. The Germans are very much on the back foot here. We have a Lieutenant here for the Ostdivision on the field. The Germans are somewhat dug in with also setting some units around up here. We have a Pack 38 here as a support. You have an SS at the southern field point. The Soviets are securing the northern field point again, even booby-trapping it with a demo charge. And laying some mines. Half-track being repaired here behind a bush. We have the T-70 on the hunt. Storm Pioneers don't have any AT equipment at the moment. This half-track needs to get moving. Oh, Muro is using the terrain to the advantage here. Ooh. Very good, very nice. Oh, they laid a mine! Oh, I completely missed that. Muro had laid a mine there. Probably a Regal mine or a Tiller mine. I think it was a Regal though, looking at the explosion. That is very good play, but still the half-track gets destroyed by the tank hunters. That's very good play for Muro. I like to see that. Good to see some German players using mines. Another T-70. But the Osttroppen do have Panzerfaust, but the T-70 pulling back. There's only 3 Osttroppen here. They cannot hold for long, so need to pull back. Amur is quick on the scavenging here and also getting a Puma. So they can at least get a partial refund. 12 fuel. That's his mechanism. I don't think they actually paid anything for that half-track fuel-wise, so that's actually good. Just getting 12 fuel out of it. Because I don't think they have to cause fuel as mechanisierte. Or the Soviets are going to prepare push now with the smoke. But one machine gun can still hit them. Oh, we have a satchel charge here, I think. Yep. I don't think this machine gun is going to get away in time. Yep, doesn't. And that's a grenade. Only killing one member though. Hackman pulled up here to help support. As the Soviets are laying down a lot of fire on the road. And while the SS Grenadiers up here holding their best with an MT-34. And that's a bunch of... Oh, they actually booby-trapped the cover here. Very smart play from the Soviets. Who showing up. Loading a high explosive round. Is tank under the squad nearby. Getting a good shot with their PTRS. They're forced to Puma back, but they do take out the cover there. And when the Soviets have dug in behind this with a sys gun and a bunker. Oh, that's gonna be a death trap. Especially if the Germans, but oh my god, they're gonna pile up. Oh no. Now that's a perfect time to use, yeah. Oh, that's painful. And I can't even apologize. Oh yeah, that was painful to watch. That's why you don't bunch all units up on one cover. The half-track driving up here from the Germans. Or packs, they're trying to dig in the best they can. Here for the remainder of the Soviet assaults. We're saying well played. Ooh, double Molotov here, the Lieutenant killing them. And so much action going on there. Meanwhile, the other flank, the Germans are still holding on. Over Blitz allowing them to replenish in the field. This has been used as an artillery piece. Not a lot of action going on here yet. Do have a mortar here from the Wehrmacht to support. Truck ramming here for the Soviet Union. More random barricades being set up, roadblocks. Are they trying to deny the usage of German tanks in the future? Also, the T-70 got abandoned? Huh. So when that happened. But if you have Panzer Grenadiers on the field here, unique Panzer Grenadiers available to Ostdivision now. So it's doing another assault. Just as the Germans pull a little bit further back because of the artillery strike. Able to steal this MT-44. Big Soviet artillery strike. We have some first SS Panzer Grenadiers on the field here as well. Unique TSS Panzer. Panzer 48 being prepared here by the Storm Tactics. You found something? I think if the German players getting anything unique. At the moment, just some tag up. E-3476 on the field already, and some shock troopers. Shock troopers are unique to Soviet shock, and are some of the best infantry, I believe, in the game, but they are very expensive. I would say best because of their body armor and that they get a lot of very powerful weaponry. They are very costly. So for the Soviets to have them, they are very potent. Bunker turned the other way. I wonder what's that for. Oh, here's the half-truck with a flamethrower inside it. But T-34 is going to reveal itself soon, and here's the shock troopers. T-34 gets the half-track. And artillery going in. The Soviet artillery strikes are pretty damn powerful. The drawback is you actually need direct line of sight from the officer to call it in. Unlike all other factions. In case people are wondering. A lot of Wehrmacht schleppers coming onto the field here. And the Panzer 48 ready to head to the front line. Initial 76 arriving for the Soviets. As for J is about to show itself. But he just got hit there by a high explosive round. The packs are getting some good shots in on the E44. And he has got mowed down on retreats. Well, that's not good. The Muro is quickly just pulling back because of those 20 seconds they're gone. I guess Alucard will be a nice play and wait then, or move somewhere else to push. Good to see some friendly talk with the players. Very good to see. Lots of artillery strikes are going in here from all the small guns. We also have a Panzer 8 here for the Ostdivision. The Panzer has got a good area here with lots of good fire ranges. Scope Sturmgewehrs and a Scope Gewehr 43. And our Muro is back. They ought to still send some troops there to try and pull the line, meanwhile. Just in case, I suppose. Ooh, that's gonna be a Molotov on the Sturm Pioneer. Ooh. Only killing one model though. And as soon as I smoke. Oh, another smoke grenade lands. A smoke shield lands. Ugh. The Soviets don't have enough to stop the Panzer IV yet, but they're also doing a push over here. Good push there on the Waffen SS. Good, the conscripts are suffering, but the conscripts are there to take the losses. German MG42 still operational though. That's a grenade on it. Killing it entirely. So it's doing another push here with the infantry. Soviet lieutenant leading the charge alongside the conscripts. You can actually see him there with the shock uniform on. Panzer IV arriving here for Muro as well. But the Germans are still able to take the fuel point back down here. Both Grenadiers have been positioned here to support. Alongside an Aufklar, evidently. S-76 took a shot there from a Pak 38. Looks like Alucard doesn't know that a shock now gets the IS-2, because, yeah, that's the big change. IS-2 is a shock vehicle now. Man points to get it though, but it's very good. It's decent. Well, it's not decent, it's good. The IS-2 is good at its job. Don't think anyone will deny that. Ostwind on the field. I guess they're afraid of Soviet air, but I don't think any Soviet commander can get air support yet. I may be wrong though. They're playing some mines, good to see. They've actually prepared a little bit of a defensive line here just in case. Ooh, a Tellermine behind the barbed wire, very smart too. Thinking ahead. What's it going into German positions? That's full prepared to push up here. Problem's going to be that Cis gun, that issue. Ooh, turret jammed. But manages to pull back safely. Artillery being called in while that is going on. That's actually good for Muro that they call an artillery strike while they're about to push, or while doing the push. If you can just make the enemy move or something during a push with a vulnerable equipment, it's a very good thing. More Soviets pushing up here with grenade assaults. Ooh, and the Panzer Grenadiers are dead. Oh, they do not survive that grenade assault at all. They're still holding on down here. They're still bringing more and more equipment up. Just hear the shells. Well, that's a German artillery strike here. And Germans opening fire with the Sturmgrenadiers now. Panzer 48 being prepared here from the Waffen-SS. Panzer 4 waiting for some repairs. Just getting repairs from the Fahrzeughauptquartier. And this Oberblitz is really helping out the German defenders, I think. Ask them to just stick around and replenish. Well, I think they can safely put it further back because its enforce range has been increased by 30 meters. It's a pretty big number, actually. I think you could technically put it all the way back here and it should still replenish them. But I may be mistaken at judging the ranges here. Germans also trying to save some more points. Probably a good thing, all things considered, for them. Not only good there for the Panzer 4. Gets taken out there quickly by the assist gun. That's unfortunate. Like we have the field guns now arriving here, and he can be able to shock. Regimental field guns. They fire high explosives only, by the way, so they're very good at dealing with enemy infantry formations and defenses. Not good at dealing with vehicles, however. Germans have laid down a lot of new defenses here, including another pillbox. The Sturmgrenadiers just don't really have a way of pushing up here. Soviets have dug in very heavily. And the Germans are definitely in trouble. Oh, we do see the unique mechanisms here, the Panzergrenadiers though. The 10th SS. Which isn't being utilized. I rarely see people use them. Well, I don't say rarely, I just... every time I've seen someone play Mechanism recently, they have used them. Good thing. Just I remember in older days, I rarely saw people use them. Oh, a Panzerturm in the center. Right, they do have an Ostdivision, so Panzerturms are definitely something the Germans are gonna begin with. Looks like the 25th Panzergrenadiers are relocating to the southern flank here. Why is the camera looking at them there? How awkward. Our heavy mortars are now landing too. Those are bringing up a lot of heavy gear. I think it was a heavy mortar anyway. Might not have been. Had to push up here. Have the soldiers prepared mines? Nope, but they have prepared anti-infantry mines, but that's not going to be enough to... and a demo charge. Not sure what these sappers are trying to do. I guess it's just a distraction. And while this is going on, we have a flamethrower getting close. And Ostwind taking shots down there too. Great assault going inside the trench. As the force keep marching forwards. Oh well, driving forwards. But the assist guns are everywhere. Still, the German tanks have been lucky this time. Only the Ostwind taking a hit that penetrates. I'm still holding on down here, but the Soviets are preparing a push. D-45 showing itself. Oh, getting a decent kill there. Now the sappers are preparing to move up behind. When the Panzergrenadiers revealed themselves here to support. Oh, we have an Aufklar that's just been waiting over here. Ooh. That's very good from the German players there. We managed to decapture the fuel, but who knows? And it continues over here on the hill. Get the other fuel point. German armor is having issues getting to work. We do have a Stukas first firing. Probably aiming around here. Looks like I was correct. Doesn't hit too much. Hit destroy a trench though. 85 reveals itself. Misses. That's the problem with Soviet guns, they're not very accurate. '85 is going to reveal itself over here. Needs to be cautious of using a high explosive when there's other tanks nearby. Because if they realize it's going to fire a high explosive, they can quickly rush up. You're going to see the Emo going howitzer as well. Ooh. Conscripts actually started to be armed with DPMs because they reached that high veterancy. They can actually start suppressing. Germans have not been able to get to the fuel point again. Good to keep an eye on it. Half-class still been spotted, which gives the Germans a good idea of the Soviet forces nearby. What is the Germans' next plan gonna be? I guess it's gonna be to utilize the Immergrün, which is flying over here. Oh! Because they want them to help secure the fuel here again. Lots of smoke going in. Immergrün is doing its work. Mostly it's being a little bit too brave there, I feel. And I think that actually prevents the Germans from taking the point. When the Alpha class been spotted. And the conscripts on the move. There's not assaulting along the rest of the front yet. Oberbilz got cleared out by a Molotov. Germans can still lay down a lot of fire on the point, but it is in Soviet hands. They grab the Oberbilz again. Immergrün is still firing. Immergrün can do a lot of work, as you can see. Incendiary rockets or mortar rounds also hitting the front line. Germans doing a push for the fuel point down here again. Most pioneers have to pull back because of the grenade assaults. Oh, and that is a big howitzer shot. Is that from the Soviets? That might be from a B4. Not sure where it's been placed though. It's back here. The B4's in counter barrage? Oh god, okay. That's gonna be a problem for all the German artillery. Well, I think the B4 only fires 3 shots, 1 Panzer IV down. That's only fires 1 round. Artillery strikes coming in from the Soviet Union, they're preparing a big push. So they could just start rushing their men to the front line here. But those pillboxes not being hurt by the light artillery. You do see an IS-2 being repaired by one of the shock players. Level 85s are rushing forward alongside a KV-8. Also a T-45 Ace. So it might be intent to overrun this German position. KV leading the way. These Pak 38s are just not up to scratch. Now the 85 is taking shots at the tanks. KV-8 does get taken out. Because the Mthis is too close to the front. They're trying to ram the... Oh! They do drive over it. The Germans are in full retreat down here in the town. The Soviets are just pushing in with their armored vehicles. They take out the Mthis. It's ramming the... It rammed the howitzer, but it didn't do anything. It actually destroyed the T-44. Wow, okay. Behind this, the Soviets are slowly pushing up with their infantry now. Well, the other flank, not a lot is happening yet. That was a pretty big assault there from the Soviet Union, though. I'm so quickly grabbing all the equipment I can. Well, the Germans have brought a Panther forward to retake the line. The Panther is very potent. Might very much be able to do its job. And the rest of the front line, the service is still pushing up somewhat. Double B4 has been prepared. That's a lot of B4 here. I guess they just want to completely annihilate and deny artillery superiority for Germans. German soldiers trying to get ground back. Lots more smoke being shot at the front line. Germans going to make another push for the field points. While the Immogoin is flying in this area. Post Rangers make their way in. We managed to decapture the point. There's some Soviet recon teams keeping an eye on this front line. As the Soviets push up here too. Panthers be relocated to the northern flank now. Yes, the Panther has to be very active and move wherever it's needed. Immogoin has been cleared out. T-4045s keep pushing down here. I don't think the Panzer IV Js are the most equivalent tank to the 85. They're certainly trying though. Another KV-8 pushing up as well. Just recruiting that tank most to the night to the Soviets, I feel. We also have a Harrier mortar here just yelling. Another B4 being going up here for the Soviets, just lots of artillery. But this is the Eastern Front, everyone. The fighting here gets very rough. Why the Panzer T-44, Panzer IV gets taken out. Elephant being prepared. IS-2 relocating here to the town. Looks like they're going to destroy the town. IS-2 fires high explosive shells at its base, so that's very potent. If it can hit its targets. The high explosive rounds will hit terrain blockers. And well, we have a T-44 rushing the forward line here. And there was no telemine? Or telemine did go off or something? I don't know. And for term, though, is going to be able to take out some of them. B4 firing up, building on fire because of the IS. IS is slowly creeping forwards with KV-8 support. But he needs some Soviet infantry to follow up behind it. Germans are not doing very well here. It's a very hard situation to be in, where the Soviets get full steam. With Panzerfaust though on the KV-8 destroying it. IS-2 striking forwards again, destroying more of the buildings. Putting a heat round here on the T-44 Beutepanzer. B4 hits right there. Taking out the Beutepanzer. The Soviets are just gathering up on the northern flank again. Panthers relocate down here to deal with the IS. Let's penetrate. Then again, the IS does have increased frontal armor now. It's actually a very hard tank to deal with. I believe it's the most heavily armored allied vehicle in the game. So it can actually brawl effectively with 88mm. The Soviets are a very hard faction to fight. Good shot from the Panther though. Explosive only did a minimal damage there to the Panther. So it's just advancing non-stop. You can see more and more Soviet armor arriving. Also have an ISU arriving. Like, the Soviets can just pump up so many tanks if they're playing as tank commander now. Once they get to the late game. Just overrun the enemy with T-34s. But the Germans are still trying their best up here. But the Soviets have prepared a CIS front. Taking out that Panzer IV in short order. Soviets advance into the town here. Do another Panzer IV arriving here for the German. Excuse me. Arriving for the Germans. Shock troopers are getting into the town though, and the shock troopers are very effective. Playing out the Immergrün team. And Sapper's going to satchel charge the Immergrün. Almost destroying it. Luftwaffe arriving now. This thing can effectively deal with the T-45s. Panther Term is able to keep the Soviets at bay for now. Those are trying to get over the bridge. It's a T-40. Yeah, he's trying to deal with a T-45. Like, don't underestimate the T-34. It can get the job done. And the T-34 is a pretty decent tank, all things considered. Sure, the Soviets were crappy at making them because the Soviets lacked the proper materials and the time, but on paper and in theory, the T-34 is actually a pretty good tank. It's got a pretty reliable design. And that 85mm gun, it will just chew through the German tanks like paper. The fact you can fit an 85mm gun on a T-34 is absolutely nuts. Panther has to pull back there, but they do have a second Panther here. He has to brawl with a lot of 85s. And that's not an easy fight to be in. 85mm T-34s are pretty dangerous. And Soviets have already prepared everything to keep pushing up. And then you have Soviet infantry preparing to push up here. Hillblock did get established. They're still holding the center. They're not in trouble there yet, but the Soviets are getting ready to flank, I wager. Even stole the howitzer here. Using actually a creeping barrage. That's actually quite smart. Panthers moving a little bit forwards here. Let's take out 185. Here comes the rest of the 85s. We got Fuß rockets landing around. Laying out one of them. Now the maximum opening fire and the Germans are in the open. There's no cover there. They do have the Panther nearby. So it's also preparing to push on the other flank with sappers up through the smoke. Satchel charges at the ready to destroy defenses. They're rushing up to that Panther term. Putting satchel charges on it. And that's the Panther term down and the B4 is also firing. I think the German front line is about to collapse. IS-2 pushing up forwards up as well. Double IS-2 actually. Yeah, the Germans didn't stand a chance here once the Soviets broke through. All the T-34s also preparing up here, oh god. And this was quite a match. Really good showcase of the Eastern Front and 4v4s, how the Soviets just scale in power the more players are in. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye bye.